blockchain session that we got today. We are going to talk about the blockchain revolution, right? Firstly, I would like to thank all our viewers who joined in our last AMA session, and thank you very much for your feedback and the overwhelming responses. So I think we have answered all your questions, and thanks for joining our socials, our Instagram, our Twitter, our YouTube channel. So thank you very much. Today we got our CEO Callum. I'm your host today. My name is Gunit. Hi Callum, how are you?
Great. Can be better.
All right, all right. So today, guys, we are going to talk about the blockchain revolution. So Cal, how blockchain transformed our world and where it's heading. That is the key question that a lot of our viewers have asked. So we thought, let's make this as a topic and talk about it. So the floor is open, Cal. So tell us, what do you think about the revolution?
Yeah, sure. We talk about blockchain revolution, and thank you very much, Gunit. Thanks for having me today as well. And it's always good to discuss these things and ask questions. And please, if you got any questions, make feel free to ask those questions today, and we're happy to answer as best as we can. So basically, blockchain revolution and how it looks like in the future. As you talk about this, I have to go backwards a little bit more, right? So let's talk
Yeah.
about how blockchain was in 2015, 16, 17, 18, those area, those side, those times, where was the blockchain? So, um, if you think about it, blockchain was basically something that was given to some people. Some people were using it, and this was more technical, and even today is a little bit technical. But if you think about it, it's more about how people would be going somewhere and getting some part of being part of the crypto project, and you're getting Ethereum, Bitcoin, or whatever that is. So. Um, what I would feel is that that time it was just about retail and only retail, and it was very much dark side sort of a thing. Like no one knows where to buy and all these things. But if you think about it, it has gradually come to a stage where people are opened up to it. So investment funds were joining this club and all these things, and then now as you go from 2021 2022 we saw that movement, more of the industrial movement, so more of the industries coming into the space, banks opening up as well,
Right.
DeFi coming into the space, and so forth. And then you move towards, say more like 2024 we see an AI revolution. While the AI revolution, we can also see US government taking certain measures, and other governments as well, certain jurisdictions taking certain measures to legalize crypto. And this is very important, guys, because now we're getting into the stage which we talk about blockchain revolution for the future. Blockchain revolution, how it's going to transform the world is not by just having Bitcoin. It's about the concept it's bringing. The
Right.
concept is how can we apply in real world. So the
Yeah.
real
So
world application. Yes, Gunit, you have a question?
no, no. I know that you've been in a retail investor since 2016, right? And you touched upon how people evolved. So what you're saying is like, if a person was doing this in 2016 compared to a Gen Z person who wants to invest in crypto, what you're saying is, I believe that there are so many options for them to learn, right?
Oh,
Because when
definitely.
you were investing, I don't think you didn't have this much of knowledge
No,
and wealth.
not at all. And we had to go through few hoops just to get. I remember in Australian jurisdiction, we had a exchange called Cointree, which used to give only Bitcoin. So we used to go
Right.
and buy Bitcoin, and we used to go. And these things are not available at this stage. It's amazing, right? We have Binance and everything. There was no Binance those days. There were what do you call that? Actually, um, it was I can't remember now. We had to go to another something like Coinbase. We used to go
Right.
to those exchanges and buy other tokens that we can buy. Like today, it was so hard. You can't just go and buy. There was no USDT. There was no stable coins those days. It
Gosh,
was just
yeah.
Bitcoin. And you can understand the revolution of coming stable coins being there, changing of DeFi and all these things, banking coming into the state. This is all happening in 2021, 2022, right?
Right.
Now, after that, Gunit, what I was trying to say is come to 2024, 2025, we see more regulatory approach here now, changes and making it more legalized. And that's what we want. Projects like
Yeah.
us, we really
Mm.
want this to be legalized, right? Now, to talk about how it impacts the housing market, if you think
Yeah.
about it, right? These regulations needs to be embedded in the current normal markets, the normal jurisdiction for us to come and tokenize legally in that specific jurisdiction.
I think Cal, you're just entering a very good space, which I want to ask, right? So REM is about real world assets, and you brought in a very good aspect to this conversation. So you mentioned about properties, right? So all our viewers know what REM is about, but if you can give a very summary what REM does and how it helps the RWA community, and also second point to that is maybe just give an introduction of what's the RWA and what's going to be the future. I think you just answered a really good thing which I want to ask you.
I'll start with your second question
Yeah.
because what's RWA and how it impacts first, right? So, real world assets, as you can see, it's not AI at this stage. If it's not AI, so what it is? So, if you talk, I always mention this 2018, 2017 about AI, we have waited for during that cycle, we wait 2 cycles before we came into AI, actually, right? So, if you think about RWA or real world assets, real world assets come into place as much as the jurisdictional, as mentioned, legalities, formalities are there, right? So
Right.
if they are embraced by the jurisdiction, yes, then that's a good thing for tokenization purposes.
Yeah.
What I would like to say, Gunit, in regards to REM point of view, we are specialized in specific RWA component called the real estate market, right?
Yeah.
So the real estate, if you think about it at this point of the year, of the time frame, it is important to get some sort of clarity in where we are in real estate, and digitalization needs to be very secured, and I guess that's where the most important thing about for us as our REM.
Right.
REM, we are, as you know, we are a token not based in just hypothetical situations or a meme token. We are
Yeah.
an actual utility token. We provide proper utilities, and
Yeah.
that's where we are. Yes.
That's great. That's great. All right. So I mean, sorry to deviate, but I think there was few questions, asking about
Sure.
what the project is. So I thought of,
Good.
answering that question. So coming back to the topic, blockchain revolution. So you stopped about, you started in 2016. There was not much of, transactions to go into. Now we got Binance, Coinbase, and now you touched upon the AI and the RWA factor. Do you think that, the next revolution or the evolution would be these things, because there was so many topics, people are talking about AI. Michael Saylor is talking about how Bitcoin and how AI is going to get integrated. So there is some sort of a connection, right? And
100%.
also RWA, right? It's going to be the next big thing, because so many gurus and pundits are predicting the RWA. It's going to be like a $12 trillion industry by 2030. There's so
Yeah.
much of things are happening. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to ask these things from you and get it from the horse's mouth. And if you can just expand from where we started, how that evolution, and from your opinion, where would it end?
So think about this now. RWA is not just about blockchain and Bitcoin or even crypto market. It expands to other markets. And that's why it can even be more than the crypto market itself.
Yeah.
Because you think of certain $1 trillion of, crypto market and you say, oh, we got this much money coming. And RWA is not taking that amount exactly from the crypto market. If you think about it, it also got exposure to real estate. gold market and
Right.
other commodities as well, including those collateral movements that's happening with the money itself as well. So if you
Mhm.
think about DeFi and moving forward, we can see all these markets, certain portion of that market would be handled by RWA. So that's where I think where it's coming into movement. So we, even though we are a crypto project, so get REM for example, right? REM token, REM for example. What we do is we tokenize real estate. So by
Mhm.
tokenizing real estate, we are an RWA project, right? So
Yeah.
if when we are an RWA project, we attract real estate market portion from real estate, most profitable real estate markets. And you can appreciate this, Gunit. Gunit's our main handling body of property whereas our the company. So he, I mean, you appreciate this, Gunit. I know for a fact that we get so much exposure to the real estate market, and there's a lot of I think you can expand on this as well. Basically, a lot of interest in Australian jurisdiction about tokenization in real estate, and you put a lot of videos, guys. I highly recommend go to our YouTube channel, check Good's latest videos and photos. He's just there, man himself. Like, you know what, with so much things happening in Lara, in Victoria as well. There's a lot of projects going on in Propertyverse, and we are there in RWA, in REM to tokenize those sort of things. And we are engaging with a lot of stakeholders as well, including government bodies, and of course projects like XRP working with us closely. We are just trying to negotiate certain things, and these things are happening behind the scenes. So just keep an eye.
Great, great insight, Cal. So, we got few questions coming in as well. So I thought, maybe
Yeah, sure.
ask those things before we, because it's good to ask those. So, we got a question. Hey guys, great chat. I got a question. Why do you think tokenizing real estate is becoming such a major trend? I think this is what we discussed as well. But if you can just ask, this is from Whale Diaries. If you can answer that question.
So what was the question again? Sorry.
Basically, they're asking, why do you think tokenizing real estate is becoming such a major trend? So maybe for the
Yeah,
audience,
yeah,
what is tokenization? If you
yeah,
start
yeah.
off,
No, so why it's important? That's the question,
yeah,
right? So basically, if you think about it, right, these days you do have a deed, right, or a in our terms, what do you call it, Gunit, in Australian jurisdiction?
a contract of sale.
Contract of sale, right? So there's a contract of sale, and there's a thing. If you say globally, we can say deed, a deed, right?
Yeah,
Now, a deed includes who's the owner, where he's from. So there are metadata in that deed, or basically data information in that deed that is very important, and
yeah,
that can be that needs to be very it needs privacy, right?
yeah,
Now, as I mentioned, one of the key elements, like for example, license in Australian jurisdiction, is one of the major identities, right? If
yeah,
you want to identify someone, police or anyone officially would
yeah,
ask for your driver's license,
yeah,
not your identification. That is the identification,
yeah.
basically. So recently in New South, not recently, there was time ago in New South Wales, we had a cloud-based system where everything was stored digitally of those information. And guess
Mhm.
what? It was hacked, and
Yeah,
all that privacy information was taken out like by some other third party, which is not good, right?
yeah,
Now, to do what blockchain would bring to this table is that it can actually secure this data, because if you store that in blockchain, what's going to happen is that no one can actually hack that system, because it is a multitude of systems,
right.
nodes, we say, right,
Yeah,
computers that actually validates blockchain. So
yeah,
hence we get this security in blockchain to give to the people. So let's come back to the deed itself, right,
yeah,
from there. Now, a deed got that all those privacy metadata information can be secured. That's what we're trying to do with the REX protocol, ERC
yeah,
3643. what we're trying to do is through that protocol, we are trying to get those metadata and embed that in the REM ecosystem. So it is in the Blaze blockchain, so
Yeah.
no one can actually tap it and get it out, as in security
Got
breach
you.
sort
Okay.
of thing can happen. That's number one. Number
Yeah.
two, think about a scenario like this. So we talk about Australian jurisdiction. Say some other third world countries. I'm not saying putting down those countries, but think about there's wars and stuff happening in those countries, and then people need to move from one place to another, leaving their houses. Just imagine someone
Hmm.
coming back and they figure out that they don't have a property at all, and then this new government would say, okay, prove it, and they don't have a
Yeah.
deed to prove because everything's been
Hmm.
destroyed by the war. And this is where, actually, guys, this is where you may need blockchain's assistance because no one can tap it, and there you got your security, right? Now,
Right.
long time ago, we tried to apply this when myself and Cass, our other partner, when we were working in the projects of Atala Prism in Cardano blockchain, we tried to implement this as well. So this is
Yeah.
part of the process that we went through. Coming with that,
Yeah.
so you see, guys, we do have a history. We have been doing this blockchain and before, well before this RWA concepts we're talking about, right? We've been there in Zengate project and the other projects as well, supporting and making sure that we understand this logic right before we came into real estate. And we started our
Yeah.
own REM project. So you see, guys, that is very important, security and traceability.
Yeah.
Traceability, as you know, is another part of it. So whatever's in it, it's in the blockchain. It's very
Yeah.
open, transparent, and everything. You can actually find what sort of transactions happen. So these are the main things, guys. Very important. This is what very important for our prospects as well. I think that will.
Yeah, so I think great insight. I think for everyone, I mean, those you, I mean, for a very simple person, they'll think, okay, you can buy properties through REM. Yes, you can, but there's behind the scenes, there's so much of work happening. Our teams are working tirelessly to get these things up and running. So this is a proven product. It's already happening in Australia and USA. So you don't need to worry about that. But thanks for explaining in such detail, Cal. So that's what I think people would like to hear. What is actually going behind the scenes, right? Because that's what people are looking for, and that's what they've been asking for. Another question that we got was, what problems? I mean, it's more into real estate, right? So what they're asking is, what problem in traditional real estate market do you think blockchain actually solves? I mean, that's a really good question, I think.
Yeah, look, think about this now. That's a good question. That's a very good question. So, what what blockchain solves is exactly what I just mentioned about previously, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the implementation of blockchain. But in day to day, if you think about it, let's take another aspect because I think I answered that question in a way, halfway. So I want to give another
yeah.
aspect as well. Liquidity. Liquidity.
Right.
That's the word. Think about it.
Yeah,
I am say crypto investor. I am a
yeah,
trader, all right? I am a stock market trader, crypto trader. I need cash when it's needed.
yeah,
If I store it somewhere, I need to grab it whenever I see this is important. That's what
yeah.
blockchain brings, REM project brings, guys. What brings
Right.
liquidity is we bring the element or the power of liquidity, which means you should be able to sell your asset as soon as possible to grab that money to invest in your crypto market or share market or whatever you want to do it, CFDs, whatever. So how
Yeah,
it happens is that through fractionalization, Gunit, which we talk about, we try to give that power so
yeah,
you don't need to wait for months and months just to sell your property. So that's what we
yeah,
think. I think that's one of the edges that blockchain will bring.
yeah. So another question from Stefan Eddy. So what they're asking is, how do you see regulation shaping in the next stage of blockchain adoption?
Hmm.
So they're talking about the legalization part of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, okay,
So
okay.
I think you touched base about the ERC 3643. I think that's what
I
he's
think
basically
so. The
talking.
question was, what's the question again?
How do you see regulation shaping the next stage of
Yeah,
blockchain
yeah.
adoption?
So I think what we're talking about is the jurisdictional adoption, so it
Right.
supports the REM or RWA projects. I think that's the question if
Yeah.
you break it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
How it values, how what sort of value adding happens when the government embraces blockchain, right? So I think that's where it comes from. Well, think about this. There were crypto friendly jurisdictions, and we all know this, right? There are worldwide.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And one of the major ones is you can see even in Singapore there are certain jurisdictions, but there is Dubai where actually UAE gets a lot of crypto investors because there's a lot of
Yeah.
freedom there to wiggle through. Switzerland is one of those ones. And look, when America, USA, right, takes a step forward, that is a big step forward globally, right? So the
Yeah.
Trump administration has started this, and that's very good for crypto investing. I'm not talking about other things in the world. I'm talking
Yeah.
about how that administration has taken steps where other administrations have not thought about it at all, how to control this and how to make that money come into that jurisdiction or that country, right? And
Yeah.
once they establish these specific information, like for example, what is a stable coin? What's the meaning of stable?
Mm.
What's the meaning of utility? What's the meaning of any other meme or anything? How do you classify these things? It needs to
Yeah.
be a clear guideline, not wavy guidelines. So SCS always on the move, right? Asking questions and this is not this. No, it is. That's exactly what happened with XRP.
Yeah.
No one proves, no one knows what. It's an
Yeah.
interpretation of what it is. So I think with this movement, I think what's going to happen is, it's as I mentioned before, it would be much clearer of how we can actually utilize blockchain to solve day-to-day issues, right?
Yeah.
And how to link to other commodities or property or anything else. And that will be
Yeah.
more digitalized world we're looking at, right?
Yeah, I think these are really important tips for anyone, right? A person who could be just starting to invest or could be a very astute investor. But these little things, know about the project before you invest. I mean, what Cal is saying is really important, right? These are the ones tips that anyone should think, right? So very good, very 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 thankful, Cal, to bring those up. Questions are gathering, so I'll just probably quickly go into those
Yeah,
before we
yeah,
miss out
yeah.
anything.
Go for it.
So these ones are more on the REM, real estate, metaverse kind of questions that we've got. So, in your view, how does REM stand out in the crowded RWA in real world tokenization space?
Yeah, okay. With all due respect to other projects, right? Because we're all brothers and sisters and happy days in
Yeah,
happy family, all right? Because we are moving forward together as RWA space and we respect each other as well. We have a
yeah,
lot of conversations with other projects as well as we speak, and that's very good,
yeah.
very healthy. And I hopefully we can bring one to our AMAs or any other meetings we're gonna have.
Yeah, I think the XRP
Yeah, that's one of
transaction,
them. Yeah. So
the MOU
let's
is
look into
very,
this.
very good one.
Um, REM is especially looking into things like fractionalization. We do have a very own thing called fractional rent vesting, which we invented, right?
All
The
right.
fractional
Yeah,
rent vesting is while you're renting, I can't get into these high markets, New York, Sydney, say London, or even talk about Tokyo. So expensive, I can't get into the market. How can I get into the market? And that's where we come into it, say
okay.
fractionalization. I'm renting, but I have exposure to the market. We want people to get exposure to the property market as a strategy so they can get their deposit, get into the dream of having a house, and of course you got equity there, and then you know what, bank is looking into these things and your serviceability would go up as well. So this is what we want. We want to support these people. So REM comes not just by supporting having a token, tokenizing these things and then saying that's it. We come up with a concept to support day-to-day individuals to get in there, and our utilities that's going to come in the future would see that we are have that in our hearts embedded We want to support people to get into real estate market, which is really hard these days, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, just to add some more context to it, I mean, we do have the fractional ownership right now happening, right? So we do have projects in, and we got investors who have invested point 0.1 of a Bitcoin as a deposit, and they actually own a property, a multifamily unit, and they get about 6 to 7% of a return. So there you go. You do have a real life examples, and we got investors investing in Australian market using their currency, and we convert that to REM, and they put that as a deposit, and we help them to purchase their investment property.
And
So
talking,
I just want to give you some
no, no,
context
that's
of
really
real
good.
world assets.
I think good that we can make a move to talk about the market itself as well, which is really important. I always talk about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. Because he just mentioned about how you can buy in a fraction of a Bitcoin. Now, guys, I know all of you are like looking into that gloomy period, thinking what's happening in Bitcoin, what's happening in blockchain, right? What's happening in crypto market? What did I tell you? Those who listened to me, those who came to our videos, checked our videos, I talked about what? I'm gonna raise a glass for it. Did someone actually sell their Bitcoin? Did they? Did they take some profit when I asked, sir? Here you go. Cheers. All right. Because you'll be happy today. You'll be happy today because you got some USDT now where you can spend and buy from the bottom, or you can even, like as Gunit mentioned, put into put in real estate and buy some fraction of the real estate. What? You sold some of your money, Bitcoin. I had a Bitcoin. I sold a certain amount. I'm happy this. Right? Let's quickly go to the market.
I think that's what, and a lot of people have thanked us, Cal, for listening to
Oh,
our
that's nice.
YouTube channels, this thing. I mean, we've got heaps of thank you messages coming in our Telegram, because I mean those who have listened, they've seen the value in our project, and they have listened, and they have seen they have reaped the benefits, right? So
Definitely.
so that's, I mean, full 100%, thanks for your knowledge and sharing that to the wider
Let's share
community.
this screen and I'll show you something actually. Um, and
Yeah,
hopefully you guys can see this, right? Yeah, good,
yeah, I
good.
think,
So
yeah,
this is the
everyone can
crypto
see.
market. Very gloomy. Oh, it went to 82. I'm a bit upset. If you're there, look no further because I did mention right up here, guys, when we went to the monthly chart, remember, we were up here. It's gone down all the way here. But look, don't worry because remember, it went up down here before it went up here. So this change here is almost similar if you think about it all the way down here. A little bit bigger candle, but it's not bad. It's not too bad. But if you sold and took profit right up here, you have nothing to worry, right? So guys, there's always things happening. Now, when we had those conversations, guys, it was right up here, right up here. But the beauty is I got the RSI here. You can see RSI is going so down to 30 level in the weekly chart, which indicates a positive movement. Let's go to, say, daily chart. Look at this. It's gone all the way down. It's a very big buy signal, right? So look,
Mhm.
if you guys are there, I would say it's a buying moment for Bitcoin. Now, all this time I'll say sell, 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 sell. Now I'm saying if you want to get some DCA, dollar cost average buy, look at this RSI. Let's go back a little bit more. 4-hour chart, same issue. Let's go a little bit more. 2-hour chart, same thing, guys. It has to have this curve now all the way. Guys, this is a great opportunity to purchase your Bitcoin. So, I said, sell your Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, hold Ethereum, so forth. I'm saying buy Ethereum, buy Bitcoin now. If you want to make a gain, this is a good time. Ethereum, USD, well, you know what, guys? Everything's down, so of course this is down. Good time to purchase. Guys, all these things are good time to purchase, including REM, right? If you go to REM, guys, this is the 4-hour chart. Go to the daily chart. You know, guys, this is a very good time to purchase your REM because you buy now, and you get all these benefits here. Don't forget, don't forget. I always want to show you this. This is there, right? So it went almost to $1. So this is a good buy, guys. It's an amazing buy because you think about it, this is like 100x, guys, if it happens again. I'm just saying, I'm just do your due diligence. This is not a financial advice. I say it again, but think about this. REM is a good portion of buying as well at the moment because the whole market's down. Whole market's down, but this is like 100x if it goes to its all-time highs. Okay. So this is not being biased to the project, but I'm just saying actual facts. Think about it, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I want to show you guys. Everything's down, everything is a bargain. Good point of buying Bitcoin now. I didn't say this previously when I was doing with my Cass and everyone. But you know what, guys? As I always say, you know what? There's gloomy stuff happening. But cheers to all who have listened,
Yep.
right? Because,
All
guys,
right. So
it is.
just final thoughts, Cal, from your point of view, for anyone watching today, right, who's still on the fence about crypto, blockchain, RWA, what do you want to tell them?
Think about those markets. I'll forget about crypto, saying crypto market. Let's talk about stock market. I want to give you an example. Every time when someone says that's the end of the world, .com bubble, right? Oh my
Yeah.
God, 2000. Oh my God, it's everything's gonna be zero, zero, zero. Everything's gonna go fly. Planes gonna crash, and this is gonna happen. This gonna
Y2D.
Y2D,
Yeah.
nothing happened. .com
Yeah.
bubble, this, and then next thing you know, there's global financial crisis, GFC, right? Oh my God, it's the end of the world, right? And
Yeah.
then Corona, happened, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, this is the end of the world. We're still there, all right? Okay, so another issue, but guys, nothing's gonna disappear, all right? I mean, like, nothing's stable in this world, but think about this. If you, with all this hassle, if you're focused and you're listening to me today, you're listening to IMA today, one thing that you take on board is what is an RWA, right? Why it's important in jurisdictional point of view, what happened in the market, how we advised you during that market to get some profit out of your Bitcoin. I did mention this, right? If that happened, you have the advantage now to buy more Bitcoin if you want to buy Bitcoin, right? From that sold amount, right? You're getting
Yeah.
more. And then what, guys? Also look into the REM token as well. It's dead cheap
Yeah.
and it's gone to 90 cents. And this is a good moment to put some money on some small amounts on a micro cap. Micro cap
Yeah.
that you can see people are here. In final thoughts, guys, I think you know what? If you're taking something out of today, and that would be stay focused. The world can say whatever that they want to say. Mr. Market can come and talk to you. But what you do is you'll be an intelligent investor and you would stay focused. And you stay with us, stay with our project, look into what we do, and we'll guide you all this time. So that's what I can
Yeah.
offer. Yeah. Thanks, Gunit.
Great insight, Cal. So that's it, guys. I mean, thank you very much, Cal, for the wonderful insight and answering all the questions. Just for our viewers, I mean, you can always, watch our space in Telegram, Twitter, X, our YouTube channel, our Instagram. We are always there. So we are real life people. It's a real life project. And there's a team who is working so hard to get this up and running. So that's about it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you all for listeners. Do not forget to subscribe our channels, our YouTube channel, our Twitter. So if you have any questions, just post anything. Likewise, we hope to see you, Cal, in our next episode. We'll post what we're going to talk about. The audience can tell us what we want to talk. So likewise, these questions were, all based on your opinion. So feel free to post anything, and we'll take those up in our next AMA session. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoy. Have a wonderful weekend, wherever you are. I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.